everyone. I'm Shweta Potdar. Welcome to the Community Show. This is a podcast where we discuss about community building, community growth, and community marketing. Today we have with us Sonia Agarwal Konjetti. Sonia needs no introduction in Pune. She is the founder of India's largest women group, city specific, on Facebook called Pula Pune Ladies. This revolution started in July 2015 with 300 ladies that connects more than 2 lakh 50,000 members and is growing every single day. This community started with three motives: connect mutually to fulfill all daily needs, make every woman financially independent, break the culture of silence, and help women go through female challenges and empower them. Sonia is a two times TEDx speaker and a strong believer of karma. Sonia has been honored by the hands of Honorable Maneka Gandhi, superstar Jitendra ji, and was also awarded at the House of Commons in London. She is also a certified community manager by Facebook and was selected twice for different Facebook programs where she represented Pune in Germany at a global conference. Recently, she won a sponsorship program on women entrepreneurs at IIM in Bangalore and topped her batch. Welcome to the show, Sonia. So please tell us, how did you begin your journey and what led you to actually start Pula?
Hi, Shweta. I think this is one of the most common questions that I'm always asked in the interview, of course, because there is a lot of listeners who aren't aware about our community. Pula Pune Ladies basically started around 7.5 years ago. And what led me to start Pula is I think it's always the need of a person where you go and invent something. So I was in my maternity break. I was a part of a lot of Facebook groups and these kind of mother groups and
Yeah.
weight loss groups, art and craft, food groups. So that's when I realized the power of social media because once on another support group, a lady who was relocating to Pune asked a review about some school, and that's when a lot of people went and commented. And I realized that this really works well. So I did a little research, and I found out that in Pune, there was no particular group for women who would cater to all the needs under the umbrella. So it could be like weight loss, it could be food, it could be mother support, it could be uh, financial support, it could be like anything that they want. So that's when Pula took birth, and we'll be completing 8 years this July.
Wonderful one. So it's very interesting to know that everybody keeps giving out this advice of niching down, but you reverse engineered the niching down and you actually got everything under one single umbrella. It's been a great learning from your journey, I think. Also, please walk us through some of the factors which, according to you, make a community successful. Like, what are those key elements which need to be there in the right proportion to make a community a success?
So Shweta, when we talk about community building, see, no, none of us have studied this in any kind of college or MBA courses or anything as such. So there's an absolutely trial error, making mistakes, learning from our mistakes, being successful and realizing what works well, and that's how it goes ahead. But I do believe that there are certain factors that really are important. One is honesty. It's very important to stick to your um, for the theme of the entire group, the motive of the entire group, and not get deviated. Two is transparency. It's very important to be transparent to your members. Tell them how you're growing, what you're doing, what you're not doing, why you're doing. So I think that makes them interested and stuck to the group. Also inclusiveness. So you involve a lot of members. Show them the benefit and support that they're getting from the community. Then when your team is growing, such kind of people who are active on the group, take them in your team. So there are these few basic points. These are like very simple actually, like honesty, transparency, inclusiveness. Are हाँ ठीक है, बहुत क्या बात है. But this actually helps in long run because you gain the confidence and trust of your members. And I think once you've gained that trust, then nothing, then your name is always there in the good books. The community's name is always there in the good books. People will look up to you कि नहीं यार ये लोग तो सही करते हैं. So I think that is very important. Like just to add when I said not get deviated, like Pula, since day one, or maybe in the first initial 6 months, we realized like the three basic motives of Pula were formed. One is, where we realized that everybody were asking for help, any kind of help, like, you need a doctor, you need a dress on rent, or you have a wedding and you need a choreographer or a mehndi artist, makeup artist, whatsoever. So Pula was like becoming a Google for people, to find supports on social media. Second is, we believe in making every woman financially independent. Like I've been working from the age of 20. I was working in a travel agency after my college hours. I used to take tuitions. So I know the power of being financially independent where you are not dependent on anybody. So here we help our entrepreneurs promote their products and services on Pula. We have 13,000 verified sellers today, and they are
Wow.
all making amazing money, anywhere between 5,000 to 2 3 lakhs a month. So, and by posting on Pula. And the third, and of course, they also, find jobs. And the third one is, of course, we believe in breaking the culture of silence. We want people to seek support, vent out, and we get them connected to the right direction. So there are a
Yeah.
lot of ladies who go through domestic violence, physical abuse, mental health. किसी को बच्चा नहीं हो रहा है, किसी को job नहीं मिल रही है, and they are always into their nutshell of the from the fear of being judged. So we want them to voice out, maybe anonymously or however, and we've stuck to our principles. Though there are some other things that we keep experimenting, but the motive or the theme of our group is still the same, so the last 8 years.
Lovely, lovely. So, I have always said this. I don't know how many times I've said this, but you always lead by example. And that is something which always stands out, in somebody in your position. And, with that kind of a leadership, it is very essential to lead by example because people are looking at you and, you are a role model for so many other people.
And
And you put out some great points as to, when you are a single community builder, you are the only person running a community. You have all those visions and missions in your mind to have honesty and transparency. But when you have such a huge team, it makes sense to spell it out in words and your communication so that the entire team, it becomes a culture for everybody in your team also, right?
correct. Absolutely. It's always driven from the leader. I mean to say, you have to inculcate those values into your team, and because it's finally, you're representing one community, so it has to be everybody has to be on the same page.
Right, right. And it's visible. I mean, even when your team members are communicating on your community as a part of the team, the language and the way they speak, it is all very coordinated and cohesive. So it's very visible as
So there
well
are
on the
secrets
community.
about our team management, and I think that is where they perform really well.
Yeah, true, true. So, Sonia, you also mentioned that you have been selected by Facebook for two different programs. Could you please shed some light on that? What kind of programs they were? And
Sure, sure. So in 2019, I was selected as the Pune lead for Facebook community leadership program. Okay, and this is where eight eight leaders were selected in India.
Mhm.
They were like Calcutta, Bombay, Ahmedabad, Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Bangalore. So
Okay.
we were basically leading and organizing meets for all the other community leaders of support groups in our cities. So for this, in fact, I had also visited Germany, where Facebook had invited us for a conference, and it was a fantastic, you know, event where we got to meet 100 and around 10 leaders across the globe who had come. So it was a fantastic thing, and there, due to all the entire initiative, we community leaders from Pune used to meet a lot of people who had issues with each other, used to get resolved, and they learned from each other as how to grow communities. People shared the best practices, so a lot of good work took place. And the second one was 2020, we were selected for the Facebook Accelerator program. That is a training, mentorship, and funding program by Facebook. And rather, it was the pilot process in India, the first time that they launched, though the second year program. And it was a fantastic initiative where whatever we always wanted to achieve as a community, because of the funding, we could. And the training and mentorship, of course, helps great.
Lovely, lovely. So it's always great, right? I mean, getting validation from a huge organization like Facebook always boosts your confidence as well as the
Absolutely.
community's confidence as well, right?
Absolutely. And for me, what matters the most is the networking. You know, you get to learn so much from the other leaders. How do they think? What would they have done if this was a situation? How do they manage it? So I think that's really, and when you meet people across the globe, the cultures are different, the way of management is different. So that really helps you a lot.
True, true. And it's just like they say, once the fabric of your mind is stretched, it can never come back to the original position. So you just become different person with every new experience that you gain. Also,
Yeah.
another feather in your cap that we've lately seen is the Women Entrepreneurs Program at IIM Bangalore. So could you
Yes.
please share how that happened and what was that
Sure.
experience like?
Sure, sure. I would love to rather because in case if because of this more people can join, I would it's fantastic. So one of my friend had recommended me to join this program and Goldman Sachs as a company is doing CSR activity where they want to certify 10,000 women entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So, and they have collaborated with IIM. Earlier, they were doing it with ISB, now they're doing with IIM.
Mhm.
And it's a 3 months course. So, you of course have to fill a lot of forms, submit a lot of documents. Then there's a background check, verification. There are interviews that they take place because this is specifically for entrepreneurs. Any entrepreneur who's doing a business, because there's certain criteria. You have to be in a bracket of turnovers between 30 lakhs to 30 crores, and then you need to have minimum 3 employees. It should be a minimum year old company. There are a lot of such kind of
Yeah.
things that you have to complete, and once you're selected, it's a 3 months course. Every month you have to be there for 8 to 10 days, and the course is fantastic. I think, I was always under this. When we mothers used to talk, I was like, yeah, why are you all wasting so much money on these IIM courses and they're so expensive? How does it make a difference? Actually, you see, I'm also from just a bachelor of, commerce student. I'm doing so well. But now, actually, I realize the difference because the professors are so amazing. Their knowledge is so amazing. The people you meet there are so amazing. You get to learn so much from them. And I think so my motive, of course, to go is not to increase my business. I don't have any business as such, but my motive was more because we support a lot of entrepreneurs. So I wanted to understand this and maybe organize training courses for them and help them grow and upskill their businesses. So that's why I did this course. And I also topped my batch actually.
Wow.
So yeah,
Congratulations.
yeah. So we have to present an entire pitch deck and presentation and all about what we've done and the journey. So yeah, so that was the best part of my life in the last 3 4 years. One of the best thing that happened.
Lovely. So you would recommend women entrepreneurs to apply for such programs as well?
Absolutely. If you fall in that bracket, you just need to go to Goldman Sachs organization website or IIM and check. They have a lot of such courses. They have women in, there are lots of more courses, which are funded by different organizations. You just have to spend on your travel stay, etc.
Yeah.
And you can achieve a lot of things. The best part is, there are the other women entrepreneurs. We are around 60 people in a batch. And when they share their stories, as how they are doing business, how much are they earning, how they have, what problems they faced. I think that also, those are real life case studies. So that helps you a lot to analyze, understand different businesses, and then guide, maybe apply it to your own business.
Right, right. Awesome, awesome. Sonia, another thing that stands out about Pula is that you have this very unique initiative called Break the Silence. So, could you please tell us about how you actually started the initiative and what were the reasons that drove you to actually start that initiative?
So earlier in the initial days, Facebook did not have a lot of features where anybody could post anonymously. We did have few ladies, who were very vocal and put up post directly without fearing who they know on the group, etc. And we realized that though being in the 21st century, there are a lot of women facing issues, like uh, I remember there was this one lady who had messaged me on Facebook Messenger. She said that I cannot reveal my identity because I have a lot of employees of my organization in Pula, and I'm the VP of this company, and I'm going through domestic violence for the past 5 years. It's
Oh,
21 years to our marriage, and finally now I wish to get divorced. So, it's not only about people who are at home or who are uneducated or less, nothing as such. You never know who's going through issues in life.
right,
There are a lot of people, where we realize that there's so much happening in their life, and they have these three, four friends, but they cannot share it with them because they are in the fear that what if this friend goes and tells somebody else? So they want to take support, they want to seek support, they want somebody to guide them, but they didn't know how. So I think
right.
that's the moment we started, focusing more on this issue. We had also collaborated with the Indian Medical Association, with the Association of Pune. We did a lot of talks and guidance, free counseling sessions with these people, where people could, seek support. And I think it's one of the best thing that's ever happened, because now the members have got a friend on Pula, who, it's not a friend, a group of friend where people are ready to guide them.
Yeah,
And they don't even get to know who's going through what issues. So it really helps, because another thing I've realized in life is that many of us, even me, you, everybody have some or the other stress or tension, anxiety. And if even we talk out, we feel much lighter and better. We really don't even want any solution. But people don't even have that one friend who can hear her. So I think here, even when they just put up that post, so they vent it out. It's out
right,
of their hearts, and they feel much better and lighter.
right, right. It's great how there are so many women in Pune, and we've all witnessed it. I mean, the entire city has witnessed how many women were able to resolve their issues just by putting them out on Pula and actually finding genuine real life solutions to their grave issues,
Absolutely.
not even just everyday issues, but grave issues. So
Yes.
kudos to the community for just being there for so many people.
Thank
But
you.
Sonia, one more thing that comes to my mind always is you are at the receiving end of so many people's opinions, right? So many people are coming and expressing their concerns to you. Is there ever a time where you feel pressured or bogged down, or do you feel the weight of those problems? Does it affect you in any way?
Um, I won't lie here. It does affect you at a certain time. Like, I remember this happened with me during the pandemic days. COVID had just stepped in, and a lot of posts were coming on Pula. So especially
Hmm.
in the second wave, the next year, where it was affecting a lot of young people, mid age, between 30 to 40, and there were a lot of deaths taking place, and the members were commenting, "I lost my young husband," or, a brother or a sister, and please help me, somebody's on ventilator, somebody's on needs plasma. And our team was on toes that 24 by 7 we have to approve posts, no post will be stopped, everybody needs to be given support. And people were messaging me personally, please Sonia, एक bed दिला दो अगर मेरा पति मर गया तो, ये वो and all. So that is the moment I actually went through sleepless nights. I was like, am I the right person? Why are people only approaching me? Don't they have anybody else in life? So I did go through a little bit of, I don't want to use the word depression, it's a very huge term, but I was affected for 4 5 days. But then, you know what happens? When you are affected, you come out with a solution. So just after that, I
Right.
realized that to start a separate group called as Pune Support COVID group, and I think you were also part of it. We all were, over there providing. I took help of another 8 10 community leaders. We all got together and we were saving lives in Pune. So after that, yeah, it was a little better because everybody was together helping people. And on the other part, on Pula, initial days, when Pula was launched, I have been an extremely different person. I've been very emotional all my life. If somebody would come and tell me, Sonia, I want to meet you, and if we sit for a coffee and she's sharing her life story, before I used to start crying, like thinking about her pain. So I was extremely emotional person. But maybe Pula completed around 2.5 years, and something happened where I had to change myself, and that experience was the best part, where I changed my thought process as being practical plus emotional and giving solutions. So I think I'm a more sorted person now, because I think from my mind also, and not only heart, as how you should react when somebody is sharing details. So yeah, in long run now I'm much better and it doesn't affect me that much. But that one incident of COVID, yes, it was bad.
Wow. Okay. So I think the one learning we can take out of this conversation is you turned a perceived weakness or something that was troubling you about your own self, and you turned it into one of your strengths. So I think that is something everybody can take inspiration from, because when somebody is in a role where they have to listen to so many thoughts, it's necessary that you process your own thoughts along with everybody else's concerns as well,
But
right?
I also believe one thing, Shweta, I'm sure whoever is listening, it will help them, because we all face this. We may have our sister, brother, husband, kids, our
Yeah.
friends who will come and share their problems with you, and to not get affected, it's very important for you to be surrounded with a positive atmosphere. So, like today, touchwood, at my house, I have a very supporting husband, a daughter, my friend circle, the things that I do, I keep myself very positive, so when you have a boundary wall which is positive, and even if people are pouring in a lot of negative thoughts, it really doesn't trouble you a lot, because you already, your thought process doesn't deviate into the negative side, so it doesn't affect you a lot. So for anybody, I'm sure, these counselors, etc., also know the importance of being into a positive atmosphere, so that matters.
Superb, superb. This is going to be such an inspirational talk for anybody who is listening to this. So I'm
In
sure
fact,
it's
Shweta, you know about the recent incident about Pula, which was, Pula did not have his existence. Even that was
yes,
like a nightmare for all of us, just like how COVID that time, that wave, second wave had affected me. Even this was affecting me, but I was very headstrong that everything is going to be normal very soon. It was 10 days, nothing happened. And again, here the solution is we started a new group on
yeah,
Facebook, and within
yeah.
5 days we were 30,000 members, and again people
Yes,
started getting support, and so much of love was pouring in. I'm getting goosebumps when I'm talking, because what you do is you're doing is just for people, and when they value you, they realize the value of Pula in these 10 days when it was not there. So I think again something that happens, I cannot say happens for good always, but it definitely teaches you something, and a solution is there.
correct. So, Sonia, coming back on a lighter topic, if today, after all the experiences that you've had in the so many years of community building, if today you had to start a new community altogether, what would that be about? And what are the things that you would do differently?
What would that be about? Ah, I really can't think of anything else, because I'm so much into my own community that it will get difficult. I think, Pula is a community which has everything under its umbrella. So there is nothing that we're not doing as of now. So I think that is a little difficult to answer. But what I would do differently, maybe is I would like to try a pan India support group, or a global support group, maybe something that way, which is very, very difficult. I know it's not that easy. It's easier to grow hyperlocal groups. And I would like to try a group for men and women both together. So
Okay.
wherever I go, all these males that I meet, अरे आप मेल्स के लिए कुछ क्यों नहीं करते हो, आप आदमियों के लिए कुछ क्यों नहीं करते हो, आपके पति को बोलो वो ग्रुप स्टार्ट करेंगे. So I always get this. So I really want to try a group for men and women both, not only men, because I know nothing is going to happen there otherwise.
Yeah, yeah, very true. Because on Facebook, we see there are so many dad groups, but only moms are active there also. Such a lovely conversation. And let's have that full stop with a wonderful rapid fire round. Are you ready
Okay.
for it?
Okay.
So I'm going to throw these quick questions at you, and you have to give me quick answers. Not very difficult, but it's going to be a lot
Acha.
of fun.
Done, done.
Which is the one thing on your bucket list that you will be ticking off very soon?
Going to Kashmir, I think it's been in my dream since the last 10, 15 years, and I want to, and I hope I go this vacation.
Okay. If you had to be an animal, which animal would you be?
All my life I have hated dogs because when I was a kid, I remember one dog had just literally was going to bite me. So since that time, I had this fear. But very of lately, I've started loving dogs. I cannot pet a dog still. It's just because of my daughter because she loves dogs. So you know that cute wala jo dog hota hai, which breed is that? My friend has it. She's Uzi. Which one is that? I don't know. So I would like to be that cutie dog.
Okay,
Everybody
okay.
just cuddling and loving the dog.
Yeah. If there was a
Hmm.
movie to be made on you, what would be the name of the movie?
So I am a diehard Shah Rukh Khan fan. So I think taking this movie name from one of the songs of his movie, Kedo Na, You're My Sonia.
Okay, that's a good one. Are
Hmm.
you a morning person or a night person?
So I am a hardcore night person, but I really want to become a morning person, and I'm trying my extreme best. But हो ही नहीं पाता है. But late तक आप कितना भी काम करवा लो, जो बोलो, I can do.
Okay, a night person then. Do you have any hobby that you follow actively every day?
Sleeping. One though I love in my life is sleeping. Though I don't get to sleep a lot. But I, you tell me, Sonia, एक nap ले लो, Sonia breakfast करके सो जाओ, Sonia खाना खा के सो जाओ. I'm ready, that way. But jokes apart, any other great hobby that I follow on a daily basis? No.
Which is the one thing that annoys you the most in
Jhoot.
general?
Yeah, lying. I directly without even thinking, I can tell this. I really don't like people faking it, lying it, hiding things. I think that is what really annoys me because people don't realize it's very visible. We are not fools when they say something. We can catch them very easily and they still continue to do so. So after a certain point, then you lose that respect for the person, but you can't leave the person, of course. So lying, faking it, hiding things is one thing that I don't get along very well with me.
There are so many things about you that we've discovered in this conversation, which probably many people would not be knowing. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much for taking out your precious time and having this chat with us. I hope we are able to have a conversation again on a completely different topic. We can always have more conversations on community building with you. Thank you once again for being here today.
Thanks a ton, Shweta. It was one of a very different interviews that I've given. Otherwise, all the other ones are very serious ones. You had a lot of fun. And I wish you all the best for all the other interviews that you would do. Thank you for inviting me. Thanks.
Thank you. And with that, it's a wrap on this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode. Bye.